Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, you're listening to World Combat Sports. What is good? This is not going to be a long one, but I just had to jump on here. Catch weight 743 in the building. World Combat Sports. Yeah, I want to talk about the air that's out there involving Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul. I know a lot of people was thinking, including myself, that it was a joke. And I was sitting up here talking to people before I actually spoke on it. I just didn't find out about it. But, it gets to a point where some topics that you think aren't interesting, there are the certain people. You know what I'm saying? Certain people want to talk about, a fight like this, Mayweather versus Logan Paul. And if you remember, Logan Paul fought KSI in what was a entertaining fight for some, but it was two YouTube sensations that were actually engaging in a boxing arena, and they paid, they was able to get over $1 million for their effort. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about two guys that actually just jumped in the gym and learned how to fight, not any worthy, reputable boxers outside of the square, but YouTube stardom, social media stardom is where it's all at. You know what I'm saying? For some of these cats, it's become a bit saturated now. Some of the YouTube stars that you used to see on here, they're no longer here. They're doing other things behind the scenes in the industry of Hollywood. But now the word is Floyd Mayweather, undefeated. He's about to attend his second exhibition bout. What does that mean exactly? Floyd Mayweather's second exhibition bout. The first one was versus Tenshin Nashikawa, the son of a billionaire. He went in there and, supposed to give Floyd Mayweather a little bit of competition. He had a little skill in mixed martial arts. Floyd Mayweather gave that cat a whooping, period. He treated him like he was a guy coming out of the YMCA into, TMT boxing gym in Vegas, and he was looking for Floyd. He said, man, I want all the smoke. I want Floyd. I don't want nobody else. And Floyd said, you sure? And he went in there and goddamn put him in the dog pound and whooped his ass. Now with Logan Paul, it's a little bit different. And everybody's that's tuned in, man. Hit the thumbs up. Truly appreciate you. Support WCS. So therefore, Logan Paul 0-1. Yeah, look up his box rec, 0-1. He lost to KSI because simply he wasn't able to put away enough rounds due to his cardio issues. And, KSI landed the the more effective punches scoring wise. And you're probably asking yourself, God damn, why is this such a big discussion? Because he has resurfaced again. You know what I'm saying? His brother Jake Paul didn't fare too well in the same instance. So why would one of the greatest that we look up to that's always on somebody's boxing group, why would he pick up Logan Paul? Is it still enough time for Floyd Mayweather to make some money off Logan Paul? You know what I'm saying? What are we looking at? Will this fight further diminish Floyd's career? You know what I'm saying? I know it's an exhibition bout, and it doesn't, it's not, it will not be an addition to his professional box rec. But we're looking at Floyd as, why would you sit up here and fight somebody on the level of Logan Paul? That you're obviously the more skilled fighter. You're the legend. You're the Hall of Famer. Why would you even give this guy a shot? He hasn't fought nobody for you to give him a shot. He hasn't. That's the whole point. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. What has Logan Paul did to step in the ring with Floyd Mayweather? Make over $1 million? I mean, what has he done? And a lot of people should ask that question too. Like, is this fight really going to sell? This is going to be a PPV fight that happens before the year end, y'all. This is absolutely crazy. This is a bit insane when it comes to everything that's popping off in the sport of boxing. Floyd Mayweather stepping in there with the YouTube sensation Logan Paul. I really don't understand what is going on. It's not enough opponents out there to fight. It's not anybody else with a decent name enough to step in there. You know, even in mixed martial arts, let's just take some mixed martial artists. You know, fuck it. You know, Canelo, some of the premier opponents he had on there was Jorge Masvidal and freaking Khabib Nurmagomedov. So, you know, I'm saying the Floyd, the matchmakers, the B over there at PBC, they can't get any more quality opponents to fight an exhibition bout. Seriously, I can give you some names, man. Like, damn, you know, Conor McGregor, that would be even a better name than Logan Paul. You all have a history together. You made millions. You know, Conor McGregor is in between fights right now and legal trouble. So, you know, it'd be a good time. It would have been a good time for Floyd to step in there with Conor McGregor again. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we're talking about exhibition versus a registered boxing event. You know, and this is going to be PPV. Floyd can care less what y'all think. This is going to be a PPV event, and you either pay for it or you don't. Floyd Mayweather said, it's my name, and, you know, that's what counts. And then attach that with Logan Paul, who's pretty much lost some steam. But people are tune in because he's much bigger than Floyd. And once again, it's a lot of motherfuckers out there that want to see Floyd get his ass kicked. No matter how it is, they want to see him defeated. So they might indeed pay for this event. You know, boxing has gotten weird lately. There's a lot of weird shit going on. You know, just like we heard Canelo Alvarez premier opponents with Jorge Masvidal and Khabib Nurmagomedov. And then, you know, on top of that, an older Oscar De La Hoya considered to be a premier opposition. Now, Gennady Golovkin, Triple G, okay, legit. They have 2 bouts, legit history. Sign them up. But all the rest of them cats, no way. That's not premier. Oscar De La Hoya coming back, not a premier. Jorge Masvidal boxing Canelo Alvarez. He has the street fanfare. He has the respect of the streets, and I can see where he coming from with that. But he is not a premier fighter for Canelo Alvarez. Nor is Khabib. Khabib's boxing sucks, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you, but we really should take a look at this, man. We should really be concerned on where boxing is taking us. Like, you just don't see people retire from boxing and disappear. You don't. You know what I'm saying? Even Marcus Madonna has shown that he's getting back in shape for whatever reason. That money might be running dry. So we might see Marcos Madonna enter the square again. People, you know, you really need to understand how merciless, how merciful, how boxing shows no mercy on its damn competitors that compete in the sport. It is merciless, y'all. Because if it had any type of residual income after the sport or any type of benefits for these fighters, we wouldn't see Chris Bird at 50 trying to return to the sport and say he's heading for a title. He's not doing the exhibition. He's heading for a title. And that's different from Mayweather Paul. But the status, the grand status of our fighter, Floyd Mayweather, is just so high. We're like, the people going to take it serious enough for him to even benefit from it? Like, does he have enough investors that's willing to put effort into this fight for Logan Paul exhibition bout? Is it? I mean, I know Logan Paul has been training and he's aesthetically in shape. I'm still unsure of how his boxing skills has progressed, but we know he was kind of lacking some tremendous boxing skills and cardio. And we know if it comes down to cardio, how many rounds is this fight going to be? You know what I'm saying? And the why is Floyd giving this guy a chance to grace the square with him? That is my concern when it comes down to this. No one is talking about it, really. except the people who can just jump on here and make a video anytime they feel like it, and make it worthwhile, people. But I ask you this question: would you pay for it? Would you pay for it? Would you pay for Mayweather versus Logan Paul? I ask 1, 3, 4, 5. Would you pay for Floyd Mayweather, Logan Paul, just to see will there be any type of moments in the fight that Logan Paul shines or get off, so they speak? You know what I'm saying? Or they just coming into this fight to move around? Just give us a little bit of here and there, and that's it. I mean, what are we looking for? That's all I'm saying, people. What are we looking for in this Floyd Mayweather Logan Paul fight? What are we going to gain from it? We have so many fights to close out the year. Is anybody going to tune in still with the Mayweather name to check out him versus Logan Paul? I would rather see, Logan Paul against another Japanese fighter that actually fight. And then again, I might be lying to myself, because the whooping he put on, oh boy, I really don't want to see another fighter come out there and get a whooping over there in Japan and they end up crying in the middle of the ring. So I guess last resort, Logan Paul. Who else could be ahead? KSI. I would have rather seen KSI step in there with Floyd Mayweather. At least he has some victories under his belt as a YouTube star. Yeah, definitely. I would have definitely liked to see KSI step in there, man. KSI has a mad following, bro. Like, seriously. He has a huge fan following. I would like to see him step in there and get that work. Definitely. I don't know. Logan Paul house just was raided not too long ago, so they say. But then, this pops up that he potentially will fight Floyd Mayweather. So let me go to an article, right? Let me go to an article right quick from Newsweek. They say Mayweather versus Logan Paul this year. No joke. That's Boxing Insider told me. Further proof. He said, I got some breaking news for you. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is coming out of retirement and has just officially signed a contract to fight in an exhibition match against Logan Paul. YouTube sensation Logan Paul. Feinberg said, I don't understand the fight. Logan Paul has tried his hand at professional boxing. Couldn't the other nobody that nobody's ever heard of before? Paul's now 0-1. He's going to be fighting one of the best in Floyd Mayweather. It's going to be a joke of a fight, but it's signed. It's official. I heard it from the reputable source today and even saw the signed picture of the signed contract where Floyd signed on the dotted line for his exhibition bout. Now, of course, we're waiting for this to become official. And this news coming out heavy right now, it might be in a sense of what we've been seeing in the past 2 weeks. Floyd Mayweather is very methodical on how he get his name out here. Very methodical. Like, Floyd Mayweather is very insidious when it comes to promoting a fight. He will slide his name up in something for a reason. It is a point to the madness. And for those who may not think of it that way, they may not follow Floyd enough, but it's a method to the madness when it comes to Floyd. And pretty much not too many people are talking about it, to be honest. Not too many people are talking about this topic of discussion, because Logan Paul is a nobody when it comes to boxing. Absolutely bubblegum. Bubblegum. Seriously. I mean, if it isn't enough entertainment that we can find online, now we have to sit up here and talk about potentially one of our best fighters of this era, of this decade, stepping in here with a YouTube sensation. What is Floyd doing right now? Like, how much is he getting paid for this fight? Why is it such a priority for him to step in there with Logan Paul, who, in my opinion, haven't did enough to earn the respect, nor has he earned enough in the boxing ring to fight somebody outside of Floyd to be considered to grace the square? with Floyd Mayweather. He hasn't did anything. He hasn't fought another boxer. He hasn't even did anything to basically say, okay, well, I respect his move. I respect Floyd's move for giving this guy a shot. But make no mistake about it. Logan Paul is no freaking Conor McGregor. They might be both white, but there's no Conor McGregor. Let's be honest. Shout out to T. Jordan in the building. Salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you stopping in. Let's make no mistake about it. Logan Paul is no Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor at the time that all this influence was happening and you know, Sting was picking up over social media. You know, his name started catching waves. It's because he's freaking a superstar in the UFC, man. He was a 2-division champ. You heard me go over it before. The man was a 2-division champ. He was the first to ever do it in that organization. He wasn't the first to hold 2 belts, but he was the first to do it in that organization. He was legitimized. He was an absolute superstar. He was a world champion 2 times over at the same time. He knocked out 2 legends of the sport. Who has Logan Paul knocked out? Except another skit. You know what I'm saying? Who has Logan Paul stepped in the ring with outside of TBE to warrant gracing the square with Floyd Mayweather? I mean, this is proving to you that it's all about popularity, just like it is on here. You know, social media is all about popularity. Floyd Mayweather is saying, I can do what Floyd Mayweather. Floyd does what Floyd wants to do. That's pretty much what it is with him. But when it comes to boxing, I guess the reserve that I can give Floyd is the fact that it's not being counted on his box rec. You know, to be honest, it's not being counted on his box rec. It just doesn't make any sense to even waste time putting this on the PPV. No one is even listening. Mayweather versus Logan Paul is absolutely hilarious. It's comedic. Man, just fight somebody, Floyd Mayweather, in the sport of boxing, my dude. Like, come on, man. Just fight somebody in the sport of boxing that has a big name that may be coming out of retirement. You know, fight a mixed martial artist that has a legacy already that we wouldn't expect you to step in there with. Give him a shot. Fight Ronda Rousey. She was talking all that shit back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Let's have a co-ed fight. Have Ronda Rousey in there, even though, you know, you have to carry her the entire fight because she's been out the cage and out of the damn WWE ring. I mean, bring her on deck. I mean, bring somebody that will make. I mean, you could have boxed GSP for God's sake. You know, bring GSP. GSP still has a name. What other fighting athletes is out there? Not Oscar De La Hoya. We don't want to. He can't goddamn. No, he's not the one we want to see right now. He has other issues going on. But who else that you can bring out of retirement that's close to the weight that we want to see besides Logan Paul? That's built for the kill. I'm trying my best. A rapper, an actor, an athlete, football player. Is there somebody that's out there? Football player, a mixed martial artist that's freaking, you know, out of the sport but still in shape. I don't know, man. But you know, that's all I can say on this particular fight. I won't be coming out the pocket. If I catch it at a sports bar, you know, driving by and see it through the window, then I say, oh shit, they're gonna Mayweather and Logan Paul. Cool. And then I'm press the gas and get the fuck up out of there. I'll catch it when it comes on YouTube, when somebody's streaming it on YouTube or talking about it on their live stream or whatever. But it's no way. And you know, it's gonna be some people that tune in that fight because they feel that Logan Paul, the bigger fighter, they actually believe it's going to be a point in there that he can hurt Floyd Mayweather. That's what people think when it comes to Floyd. That's why he's so rich. People have believed over and over again that Floyd Mayweather would somehow face adversity and take his first L. And everybody, like Logan Paul, Conor McGregor, you're going to have that amount of people to say, you know what? I think Logan Paul can do it. He's been training hard. He's been straightening up his act, and he's been really tightening up his boxing skills. And then they're going to get some people that's around Logan Paul and say, hey, don't y'all sleep on Logan Paul. I'm telling you, he looked better than he ever has. He looked 10 times better than his fight with KSI. What's going on, Don Dada? Salute to the chat. Wrench gang gang. You know, they're going to say he looks way better than he did with KSI. I'm telling you, his cardio's better. He had time to train. You know, I know you seen him during the pandemic when he was in the mall and looked like he was freaking, you know, looting the place and shit like that, allegedly. He's really been in shape. You know what I'm saying? He looked way better than he did when he fought before. But the fact remains is he's 0-1. And he hasn't fought another bout as that against somebody who I can say, you know, Logan Paul improved since his fight with KSI. Nobody. So it must be mad love for these people to dip in their pockets and invest money to put on a fight like this with Floyd Mayweather, who is undersized, against Logan Paul, who we know Floyd Mayweather's ring IQ is going to be significant once again. It's going to be the thesis of this remediated class. This is what you're going to call the special ed class. Seriously, this is the special ed class. The reason why I'm saying that is because at least Conor knew how to fight. He's a world champion in mixed martial arts. At least Tenshin Nashikawa knew how to fight. He was just undersized in a whole different country and so forth. But Logan Paul, in my opinion, on a professional level of boxing, he is very embryonic. His skills are rudimentary, period. Underdeveloped. Why does he get to grace the square with our great, our best? Why would Floyd allow this man his opportunity, dog? Why are you doing this? Like, why aren't you doing this with black fighters, man? You can't, black athletes. There's nobody black out there that you can put in there, or you don't think it's going to sell? Because all this is like with Conor McGregor and Tenshin Nashikawa and now Logan Paul. Like, do you think it has to be that dynamic for people to tune in and pay for it? You know, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, people. This is one of our greats. And Floyd Mayweather is just up here. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I know he's paid. I mean, that's not even the topic of discussion. The reason why I'm talking about is just the fact that why didn't you give someone else a shot that's out here? Just give somebody else a shot. Somebody you may have fought in the past, a mixed martial art athlete. You know what? Why not Rashad Evans? Why not freaking man, just anybody that's out there? I would have liked to see John Jones that totally outweighs Mayweather. I would like to see them in a boxing match. Make it real exhibition, a real exhibition mismatch, and see them box. That would have been fun. Get Chris Cyborg. You know what I'm saying? The Bellator champion. Get Chris Cyborg in here, man against female. Have her get in here and box. Get Carissa Shields in here. She's pretty much did what she could do early part in her career. She's a future Hall of Famer. You know, she's on fire. Box 8 rounds with Carissa Shields or something. At least y'all got, you know, you allow Carissa Shields to make some money and you do something that hasn't been done. Now, you don't have to go in there and just totally, you know, make it too easy. But at least the people tune in and say, okay, that's Carissa Shields. That's legit. Carissa Shields, Floyd Mayweather. I mean, Carissa fought at a heavyweight around the same weight. She's fought as high as 168, so that'll be good. I would have liked to seen that, if anything. Not Logan Paul, y'all. Not Logan Paul. This is insane. This is lunacy at the highest degree. I'm starting to question, say, should I send one of my best therapists over there to check on him, to take his fever, anything else to be popping off? Because I'm like trying to ask myself and come up with a conclusion. Why would he do this shit? It's too much other shit that's going on in boxing that don't make sense, man. We don't need one of the best, one of the greatest to ever do it. We don't need him giving people like Logan Paul a shot. But then, knowing my boxing history, I would turn around and say, it was a point in time that Muhammad Ali gave who a shot? Lyle Alzado. It was a point in time that Muhammad Ali gave Lyle Alzado. I know a lot of y'all may not know who that is, but look him up. He gave Lyle Alzado an exhibition bout. So really, to be honest, on my fair side, I'm saying, you know what? Don't read too much into it, Scotty. You know what I'm saying? Cats like Muhammad Ali was in there with a Japanese wrestler where kicks was allowed, and the bout didn't go as planned, but he still did it. And then he went in there and did an exhibition bout with Lyle Alzado. A lot of people don't even know the shit happened. But Lyle Alzado was one of the top football players. You know what I'm saying? Popular. But what is Logan Paul? Logan Paul is just one of the guys who we knew off YouTube. And look at his box rec, man. That is just one of the most. If you want to talk about somebody who's not a part of boxing, just look at his box rec picture. It will make your ass laugh without 2 shots of Hennessy. It will make you laugh without 2 shots of Hennessy, dog. With 2 shots of Hennessy, you might punch the screen and say, God damn, this motherfucker put a box rec picture up like that. At least you couldn't, clip the bangs and shit, tighten up, 0 to 3 fade, and look like you're really about this business. Because that looks just like a YouTube picture you put on box rec, homie. I think Mayweather versus Bud could make money. Man, hey, that would make crazy amount of money. And Don Dollar, you're not too far off from something you should be freaking putting out. Mayweather versus Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford can't find a fight. Put Bud Crawford in there with Mayweather better than Logan Paul. But Bud Crawford would demand much more money than Logan Paul. And plus, Mayweather will have to take in consideration that it may be a time in that fight that he have to dig deep. Because if you put Bud Crawford in there, he's going to take full advantage of giving Mayweather his one. Bud ain't going to take no one. So that's the only thing that's out of the question with that. It's good for talking points, but that shit's out of the question. Bud ain't going to goddamn lay down for Floyd to take that O. Now, like I said, if it was an exhibition bout, yeah, they'll play around a little bit, this, that, and the other. But even then, I believe both fighters will tighten up and make some shit happen. Seneca J in the building. Salute to you, bro. It's to entertain them. Temporary dollars. Hey, man, temporary dollars. Man, boxing is struggling right now. Whoever's funding this, I guess, is from the Mayweather circle. Those deep pocket investors. That's who I believe it is. Yeah, Aoki. I mentioned that. Aoki. I believe that was his name. Boxing King Archive, salute to you. Say, World Combat, if this is a joke, what can Floyd look to gain from this fight but a big paycheck? What would the hardcore boxing fans think of Floyd going through this? I'm curious to know what the hardcore boxing fans, think about this fight too. I got some hardcore boxing supporters in the live chat right now. I mean, tell me what you think about that. I mean, that was a good question. The Boxing King Archives, good question. What does he look to gain from this? Nothing except keeping his name out here in the media doing a rough patch. You know what I'm saying? A dark, gloomy time in the sport of boxing and in life economically. That's what's going on. Because Floyd, every year, he has to make some type of re-entry. He has to put his name out there. Hardcore boxing fans think about this. I don't think they're going to pay it too much mind, because I guess Floyd's at a point right now. Floyd do what Floyd does. Floyd do what Floyd does. That's what I think this is. He don't care who tells him anything. He's going to do what Floyd does. Period. I guess it's going to be like, well, Floyd earned, his stint in boxing, his undefeated record. He's fought who he's fought. He has our respect. So now he can play around. He deserved it. But no, not really, though. Because once I said before, for those of you that's in the chat, how do you feel about Mayweather versus Logan Paul? And my take is why does Logan Paul, why has he provided the opportunity to grace the square with one of our greats? Why is Logan Paul being afforded the opportunity to step in there and touch glove with one of our greats? What has Logan Paul done? What has he done to deserve this shit? What has he done? How this YouTube, since that shit happened, once the KSI Logan Paul shit happened, you don't even see those type of YouTube stars on here like that. Like, that was the changing of the guard. You know what I'm saying? From King Batch, Logan Paul, you see him periodically. What's good? All them guys, they're behind the scenes doing bigger and better things. Jake Paul, KSI still on most of the time, but why in the hell is Logan Paul being granted such a special position in the boxing history to say he stepped in the ring with Floyd Mayweather? How in the fuck do Logan Paul earns the permission to be selected to step in the square with Floyd Mayweather? I mean, is it a table talk? Underhand, the handshake under the table? I mean, what happened here? Can somebody come up with a logical conclusion as to why Floyd is granting them? And, I look forward to the interview. I really look forward to the interview. And I've reached out to Logan Paul's people. Of course, my channel may not be big enough, but, people don't think about the person that they're speaking to rather than the surrounding numbers that they're presented with just by checking out your channel. But I would definitely like to ask Logan Paul, Logan, your skills was horrendous when you fought KSI. You lacked cardio. You dumped your entire load and you lost. I can see if we have seen you stepping back in the square and get a win, and you're 1-1. But Floyd Mayweather is about to go from 0-0, Conor McGregor, which is currently 0-1, to Tenshin Nashikawa exhibition, to freaking Logan Paul, who's 0-1 in the professional ring. So via BoxRec, Logan Paul is considered a professional fighter because that was the format when he fought on the zone. R. Davis, what's good? Please tell me this isn't true. I'm a huge Ford fan, but if this happens, man, it's going to happen. It's signed. This is legitimate. This is not just rumor mill. This is not something that's just, jogging around. This is absolutely true. Yep. This is absolutely true. I would have rather Chino come back and fought Floyd Mayweather in an exhibition bout. I at least know Chino at some points. He won't give a fuck, and he'll probably try to land that left and that overhand right, whatever. Or even then, I think in a bigger way, We all know what would have made sense in this fight if Floyd was actually trying to make money. If you wanted to have an exhibition bout. Seriously, we all know the name. I know y'all smart enough. Come on, man. Somebody give me the name. Somebody give me the name. To make this exhibition bout perfect for Floyd, what name would have been perfect? You know, there's one person out there that we want to see Floyd fight. And I will help you out. It's not Canelo Alvarez, so stop it. That'd be considered the exhibition bout that we haven't seen in the ring in a minute. What fighter do you think I'm talking about? Come on, man. Come on, Shawty. Let's go. Who is that guy? The one person that will make for a good exhibition bout and people will pay for it. PPV, people will see this fight. People will absolutely see it. I need it. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Come on, man. 10 seconds. Intelligent boxing fans, man. Boxing heads out there in the live chat of World Combat Sports. Man, come on. What fighter would be a good exhibition opponent for Floyd Mayweather? You know who he is. It's only one name that makes perfect sense for this matchup. Come on, talk to me, live chat. Let's go. Let's go. Wrench game. Where you at? Let's go. Who would be the perfect fight? What name? You don't have to think too hard. Just think of, you know, the charisma, flamboyant. Come on. Machismo. The mystique. I'm waiting. I'm waiting, man. $10 to the Cash App. $10 to the Cash App. 15. 14. 13. 12. 11. I'm looking for the name of an opponent that would be a perfect exhibition fight for Floyd Mayweather that people pay for. $10 to the Cash App. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. Come on now. Man, what the fuck y'all doing? Y'all on Google trying to drop searches. You don't need Google. If you follow boxing, you know who I'm talking about. 6. I don't know what that is. 5. That one opponent that would be the perfect exhibition opponent for Floyd Mayweather instead of Logan Paul. $10 to the Cash App. 5. 4. Come on, man. Just think of somebody that have tried their best to emulate. Come on now. I can't give it to you. You know, equal trash talker. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Kasame Sabe. 1. Kasabe Sabe. Okay. Adrian Broner. God damn it. Adrian Broner would have been the perfect exhibition fight for Floyd Mayweather. Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner's been out the ring since last January. And this year he has not stepped in. It would have been absolutely a good fight for Adrian Broner to step in there with Floyd Mayweather. It would have been perfect time for us to see them two fight. Even if it wasn't a real sanctioned fight, it would have been a perfect time for us to see them fight. Real talk. AB, the trash talking, he would have been perfect for the promo. They could have made it seem like they hate each other. All that shit. Adrian Broner wouldn't have to get in, you know, tip-top boxing shape to make weight because he was overweight. So it would have worked out perfect for AB. Seriously. It would have worked out perfect because, you know, they've been around each other and sparring. They know each other very well. AB used to emulate the shit out of Floyd's style. It would have been a good exhibition bout for them to show up and work them skills and, you know, potentially see Adrian Broner let his hands go a little bit more with Floyd, you know, just because he's there to show out. That would have been a good fight. Come on, good fight. Good fight, man. Anybody besides Logan Paul. Anybody besides Logan Paul, once again. I'd rather see Mayweather, Adrian Broner. About billions. Mayweather Promotions. PPV. Let's get it. But once again, Adrian Broner's probably up here, asking for 10 mil. Since it's Floyd, he'll probably ask for another cool 5, just like freaking T.O. did. He said, shit. Hey, Floyd, you need to even up my shit at 15 million, dog. Plus, minimal 15 million. Then we good. But anybody besides what we're looking at right now. Moving on. Teofimo, if you didn't read in my description on my YouTube, I put Teofimo's quote from Boxing Scene over here. And Teo said, he's talking about his fight with Vasily Lomachenko, said, this is great for the sport. It's huge. And I'm about to make history and become undisputed champion. I'm very excited. I have all the opportunities right here in my hand, and I'm not going to let it go, Lopez told ESPN First Take in an interview with Max Kellerman. So once again, I say this to say that, to say that, say this to say that. Teofimo Lopez, you totally understand what you need to do. The choice is yours. We live in a world where individuals vilify the shit out of just the normal citizen these days. And for you to be fighting in the limelight, for your optics to be a little bit brighter than the average citizen, you have to understand, if you do move up to 140 and you refuse to face the WBC world lightweight champion, it will forever haunt you. Forever. Because they will always say that you did not give Devin Haney the opportunity at 35. That's all I'm going to say about that. T.O., do the right thing. If you win, do the right thing. If you win, do the right thing. Let's go. But I'll try to give away 10 I tried to give away 10 for a boxing question. But AB was the answer, y'all. AB was the answer. Patrick Teixeira has basically came out of his shell and said he's trying to go for all the titles at 54 after this fight with Charlo and Jason Rosario. So all of a sudden, Patrick Teixeira rises from the freaking depths of a landfill. Nobody's even heard from him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if this man been snorkeling. I don't know where the fuck he's been. Freaking chopping diamonds in the cave. Bat hunting. Motherfucking skydiving. Nobody even freaking heard from him lately. Have we? He's talking about, unifying the 54 division. And it's easy to do. I'm glad he's talking about that, but this just came out of nowhere. So therefore, from what I understand, the winner of Charlo Rosario, we should indeed see this fight in 2021 for hopefully the undisputed titles at 54. Now, who's going to have more credibility? Who's going to have more credibility? Charlo, if indeed he wins, or Jason Rosario, and then they fight Patrick Teixeira and unify the entire division, they're going to have more credibility than the lightweight division if Lomachenko or Teofimo Lopez do it. They're going to have more credibility. And believe me, the media is going to address it as such. It's going to be two different talking points, and they're going to devalue the fact that we have a franchise association dealing with the lightweight division, opposite of the super middleweight division being the way it is. All the super titles on the line. That's what we want to see as hardcore fight fans. Yes. That's what we want to see, baby. We want to see undisputed. We don't want to see that franchise green penny belt. No way, no how. Any day of the week. We don't want to see it no more. Thank you, everybody. My name is Johnny Cash. Oh my God. Man, y'all are hilarious. Man, we don't want to see this motherfucking fight. We don't want to see Floyd Mayweather, who is a hero to many, about to step in here. And y'all also keep an eye, that's going on right now in Florida. He's in Miami, Florida. Deontay Wilder. He's in Miami, Florida. Yes, let's give it up for Deontay Wilder. He's training in Miami, Florida, getting ready. And he has some new people in his training camp. We cannot forget about the champ. I need for people to praise the champ, get him back in there. So we can see a hell of a trilogy. You know what I'm saying? We got the Charlo brothers that's coming up real soon, y'all, this month. And we're going to get to see how they look. The more and more I talked about not tuning in to the Charlo brothers and I was going to check out the UFC fight, it's just, being the boxing was the first love anyway. Still, to be honest with you, I can take a pick and see whatever I feel like. But it's something about the Charlos, man. That's like, the Charlos might show up this time. They had enough time to relax during the pandemic. Both of the Charlos in the building, they might just get my wallet this time. They might. I'm still contemplating on it. I'm just trying to let the Patron digest in, sink in a little bit, get a little bit hydrated, see what the Patron is talking about, see what, mental notes I can come up with once the Patron actually started to get in the bloodstream and all that. And see what we're talking about. Because that UFC card is going to be fire. We got 2 undefeated fighters fighting. Yes. We can't say the same for both of the main events on this card. Jamel Charlo has one, but Rosario, he has several. And then you look at Sergey Derevyanchenko, and Jamal is undefeated. But still, it's pretty decent matchups. Not too much Sergey Derevyanchenko because he did enough to lose. But then Jason Rosario coming off that phenomenal knockout of Julian Williams. I definitely want to see, can he bring it mano a mano? I don't sit up here and just weigh heavy on the favorite fighter. I really want them to go in there and fight. And then at the end, whoever had their hand raised, I want to say to myself, yeah, that was a damn good fight to remember. I'm looking at it again. I really want to see this fight happen the right way. So make it happen, Jamel Charlo and Jason Rosario. I don't want to see Jason Rosario go in there and lay down. I don't want to see Charlo go in there and headhunt in the opening rounds. I really want to see if Jason is going to put Jamel Charlo in adversity. I'm curious to see if Charlo can handle Jason Rosario's punches. We have to ask that question. We've seen Rosario hurt Charlo. I mean, not Charlo, J-Rock. We want to see, can he hurt Charlo? And then vice versa. We want to see, can Rosario handle Charlo power? That's what we want to see, baby. That's what we want to see. Who's the harder hitter, baby? Left hook, right hook, uppercut. We want to see who hits the hardest. We want to see who's going to put who in trouble and who's going to work through adversity to make that shit pop and become the unified champion. That's gonna ship up real nice. It is. And then I must close this out. Has y'all heard anything else from Gary Russell and Devin Haney? I want this fight to happen. It'll be a damn good fight. Very good fight. But ultimately, from the words of Santa Claus, when it comes to this fight, we might as well just say, in good spirits, ho, 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 Merry Christmas. Because that's the only thing we can look forward to at the end of the year when it comes to these two stepping in the ring. I don't think it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's going to happen. Even though I saw Batman on the channel earlier today, nothing's changed. No contract has been delivered. I haven't heard any other paperwork has been on deck, y'all. So, God damn it, me, like yourself, we're going to keep on pushing. We're going to be positive. If you're listening, Gary Russell, whatever's going on, I can't put the culpability on you, but do what's good for you. Devin Haney, do what's good for you. I think they have a November 7th date. They're going to keep that date. And if it's against Gamboa, cool. I hope Gamboa's Achilles tendon is cool. And let's see a goddamn hell of a fight. Let's see a hell of a fight, man. Unfucking believable promotion in the last 2 weeks. Change the sport. Change the game. Now, who else is going to freaking jump on and damn refresh this template? Re-engage when it comes time for another fighter. What other fighter is willing to put in that much work with their trainer and their mouthpiece, their advocate or whatever? We'll see. We'll see. So for now, people, that's all I got, man. I had to keep it short tonight. Real talk. Salute to everybody. And it's going to come a time, once again, that we're going to reach the end of 2020. And on a serious note, I really hope everybody have a wonderful 2021, because this year right here has been one of the worst annual calendars in life. There's so much that's happened, not just the economy, but with COVID-19 and the lives lost. It's been absolutely horrendous. But what we do have to look forward to in the resurgency of it all, the reviving as sports are being resuscitated, is that we have the basketball playoffs, we have boxing matches. There's some big names, that's coming up, like the Charlo card, Gervonta Davis and Leo Santa Cruz. I know you haven't heard me talk about that as much, but I will when that month come around. Teofimo Lopez, Vasily Lomachenko, Erickson Lubin, he's coming up this weekend. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury trilogy. Joe Joyce versus Daniel Dubois. That's a really good fight I'm looking forward to. You know what I'm saying? If I can catch it driving by a freaking Applebee's or something, I'll tune into it. But I can tell you like this: 11-0, 10 knockouts. Jack Joyce, I believe that's what he got. And then Dubois, 15-0. Is he? 14 knockouts. Joe Joyce, he's freaking 34. I think he's 34. And Dubois is around what? 22? I think. I'm going to tell you who career is going to change if that shit go the way people might. If Joe Joyce goes in here and beats Daniel Dubois, obviously his career goes into a whole nother status, a whole nother stratosphere, because there's a lot of hype behind Dubois. A lot of hype behind Dubois. So Daniel goes in here and he defeats Joe Joyce. It's almost like he's supposed to, because Joe Joyce is the much older fighter and he's fast tracking his career right now. But the matchup in itself, I like, because I know Joyce is going to bring it. I know Dubois is going to bring it. Young line against an old line, and sometimes in this case, it's not what you think. You know, sometimes the old line shows up and get it done. And then you have the young line that might step in there and just obliterate him, just dog him, just dominate. And it's definitely a lot high behind Dubois. It wouldn't behoove him to take a loss this early in his career where everything is riding behind him for a future title shot to be the next best. Yeah. You let the old man go in there and hurt you and put you on the canvas and give you that L. It's going to be a long ride home there, Daniel Dubois. So think about that. Anyway, that's my take on, you know, Joe Joyce and Daniel Dubois. But besides that, people, I'm going to bounce. Appreciate everyone for stopping through. As always, turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports, everyone. Salute.